Hello everyone, this is Connor Long. When the weather is nice, I like to take my chameleon Spicoli outside to get some natural sunshine and UVB exposure. I feel it's a good opportunity for enrichment, and he will often display a wider array of colors outdoors. Unfortunately, his prior outdoor vivarium did not hold up particularly well this past winter, so I decided I would set up a new enclosure for this season. It was a bit overcast when I filmed this, but even with the clouds, the UV index is still sitting around 3, which is where we would want it to be for basking chameleons. Another thing to keep in mind when bringing your animals outdoors is that temperature can vary quite dramatically from the ambient temperature if you're in full or even dappled sun, so always make sure your pet has access to shade. Older husbandry manuals really emphasize the need for natural sun exposure to keep healthy chameleons. This has become less important with the advent of better artificial sources of UV, but I still think giving your pet some time outdoors can be beneficial, particularly if you do not own a UVB meter to measure the UVB output of your bulb. So I'm using a standard Zoomed Repti Breeze, 24 inches by 24 inches by 48 inches. This is not my favorite enclosure, but it is a staple of chameleon keepers, and the enclosure itself is fairly inexpensive. I'll be moving soon, and I need a temporary enclosure for Spicoli while I break down his bioactive setup, so this will work for that purpose as well. I started by attaching branches to the frame of the enclosure to secure them in place without tearing the screen. These were mostly items I had laying around that could be quickly repurposed as climbing branches while the weather was nice. Once I had the branches secured, I attached a variety of artificial plants I obtained from Amazon. I really would have preferred to plant this with live plants suitable for growing in a California garden, but I needed something that could be delivered to my door mid-quarantine. I think in the future I may try and get something like a hibiscus and see if I can get that growing. That'd be a lot more exciting than these fake plants. Once you have your enclosure set up, look for a place in your yard with dappled sunlight or partial shade. Your pet should be able to choose to bask or retreat from the sun if necessary. I placed Spicoli's vivarium partially underneath my peach tree, which provides these conditions. Next, I moved the enclosure over to the location I had selected, and I added a pothos plant that we have hanging inside to provide extra climbing vines for Spicoli and extra shade. Finally, I gave the entire enclosure a good spray down before putting Spicoli inside. Alright, we're going to get Spicoli over to his outdoor enclosure for some natural UVB exposure. How you doing, Spicoli? I always leave a dripper going when I have Spicoli outside in case he needs to drink. I try to check on him about every 2 hours, and I'll leave him outside 2 to 6 hours depending on the weather. If there's a minor silver lining of being quarantined in my house, I've been around to take Spicoli out almost every day. I take him out, put him into his closure, and he'll color right up. And that's how I set up an outdoor enclosure for my chameleon to get him some natural UVB radiation. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, or if you'd just be willing to try and sate my need for attention. Alright, have a great rest of your quarantine. Bye, everybody.